Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's that boy G Planz. Don't give a damn. He cooler than a fan. Walking real tall. Some say he's a man.
That boy nigga wasn't even tripping about this shit. That truck I wrecked was like the fourth or fifth car he had done lost from letting niggas borrow his cars and go on the road and go places and they fall asleep in them.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga lost vets like that. That nigga had like, man, the nigga was a the nigga was a $40 million nigga. And the bank would hold $14 million where he couldn't go broke. So he blew like the rest of that shit, but the bank always had like a 14 mil for him. He had like a clause that he couldn't go in. Like, a garbage truck had crushed him, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
He was a real life baller, but he smoked primos.
Mm.
He mixes weed with crack.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that was his thing. That's what he liked to do. And fuck with hoes.
Yeah.
Do the nasty man. That's my fucking dog. I wonder where he ending up.
God, dog. So man, all this Baton Rouge history, all this stuff going on, like how you really feel about what it's like in the city today? Like you hear some people, man, I ain't going out of Baton Rouge, man. I'm going
That
to
shit horrible, bro. That shit ain't good, bro. It's like a dark cloud, bro. It's cursed. People can't go out because they might be an innocent bystander.
Mm-hmm.
That shit just ain't good. And it really ain't no nightlife. I feel like after my era, after Victim came, well, before Victim, it was TJ with Perfect 10. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but TJ was Southern drum major.
Okay.
He don't want those Boosie bags with Boosie every year.
Okay.
Like he was the party scene before Vic. Vic was the one who helped Gates. While Gates was locked up, he had the club AAA.
Okay.
And AAA had Pretty Wednesday. So every Wednesday, Vic was just funneling Gates music through that club. And that's what kept him going while he was in jail.
I heard Level mention AAA.
Yeah, AAA, let me hit that, yeah. Well, back then, I got a record with Level too, but before I knew Level, when I was on me and Gates was label mates at Dead Game.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Gates went to high school together. Yeah, I mean, that's some more history, you know what I'm saying? I taught Gates how to count bars. Gates used to ask to borrow my rhymes. He'd be like, man, you ain't used this yet? Let me use it. I'm like, go ahead. Yeah, I been him, for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell this story.
Talk to it.
After, because when we was in high school, he really looked up to a nigga. Like, you know, I was a hoop star, you know what I'm saying? I just was kind of doing my thing around high school or whatever. But I never preyed on the weak. I was the nigga, I fought a lot, but I bullied bullets. I hate to see somebody, you know what I'm saying, trying to throw their weight around them or fuck with that, you know what I'm saying? So, back then, he used to come up to me in high school and be like, man, I heard you could rap. I'm like, nah, I don't fuck with, but I could rap. I just ain't want to rap for him, you know what I'm saying? Man, let me hear something. He asked me that shit for weeks on weeks on weeks. My cousin matter of fact, I'm going to get to this story because it's the same cousin that kind of it's what makes Gates stand on why he ain't keep it real with me. So I'm gonna get to that. All right, bam. So my cousin like, man, go and rap for the little niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know you raw. You know what I'm saying? So I spit some shit. That nigga went crazy. Like, man, I ain't know you was that raw. He like, man, you gonna have to teach me some shit. Like, I don't be knowing like what to write about him. Like, so I'm telling him like, I used to tell him like who to go home and listen to, like DMX, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, cause he could really tell a story well back then, but he didn't know how to transition.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I always had. I could just put a verse together. 4, 4, 4, 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's in sequence. I was teaching them how to do that, like rhyme patterns, schemes, changing it up. I taught him all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but after I rapped for him, he really just like became obsessed with me. So he used to be trying to fuck with me all the time. Just staying by my little spot for lunch. They used to everybody used to want to be over there, but I ain't let everybody be over there. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of used to want to come hang out. I let the little nigga hang over there, and then he wanted to play basketball too, but he didn't make the basketball team. We had some pressure on. I ain't saying he couldn't play, but we had smoke on our team.
Yeah.
Ain't too many niggas was gonna make that team. You know what I'm saying? So he had some Nike basketball shorts, some nice little bitches he had got from Foot Locker. He had them bitches on his shoulder. And we was walking down the hall. Well, we was passing each other.
Yeah.
And I snatched the shorts off his shoulder and just kept walking. And he like, man, big brother, what you doing? I'm like, man, I got that, these mine. But I got like a little smirk on my face, you know, these mine, you know what I'm saying? He like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Whooped around. About 2 days, come back. He like, man, where my shorts? I'm like, man, I told you to my shorts, boy, you tripping, you know what I'm saying? Just that real Baton Rouge shit, you know what I'm saying? So he really he's not a bitch ass nigga, nowhere near. The bitch, he box all kind of shit. He will fight, and he can fight, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nowhere near pussy. It was out of respect for me, like the love he had. Oh yeah, so I'm like, man, I got that. He like, man, so you ain't gonna give me my shorts back? You know what I'm saying? I can tell he really won't fight me, you know what I'm saying? But out of respect and the love he had for me, he ain't take it there. He kind of just like, man, fuck it, whatever. And, you know, fast forward, when we used to be at the studio at bottom line with Dead Game, he used to always bring it up. Like when some new people come around, he'll let them know, like, man, you know me and that bitch used to go to high school together, like we go back like Seasons and Cadillac or whatever. He be like, man, that bitch jacked me out some shorts one time. I ought to beat that bitch up right now. You know what I'm saying? Just like kind of feeling my temperature out about back then, you know what I'm saying? But I could tell he never really let it go. You know what I'm saying? He never let it go. But fast forward, how he got the Dead Game was, when I used to be hanging with Boo, a lot of shit used to be going on, and we used to be fighting, like getting in clubs fights, and I was just thugging. And one time we had a fight, and my girl at the time, her and her sister, we was getting crowded, so they jumped in the fight. And a nigga from Zion City ended up knocking her teeth out of her mouth. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm talking about this, it be going down back then. So, man, of course I feel like I gotta go step. You know what I'm saying? I'ma say this. I ain't saying a nigga wasn't with me, but a nigga wasn't with me how I would have been with them. And it made me just second guess what I was doing.